Good morning, this is Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin and Ripple's XRP. We'll be looking at the MACDs, the moving averages and the day's support, resistance and pivot levels. It is Tuesday the 29th of June. Jumping into Bitcoin against US dollar, looking at the hourly candlesticks, bullish start to the day. Going to see Bitcoin avoid a fallback through the pivot at 34,570 to continue a run at the first major resistance level at 35,243. Going to see support from the broader market for Bitcoin to break back through to 35,000 levels. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high at 35,319 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Bitcoin target 37,000 levels before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 35,992. Fallback through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 33,821 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Bitcoin should stay close sub 33,000 levels. Second major support level at 33,148 should limit the downside. Looking at the MACDs, we have a narrowing of the bearish histograms at the turn of the day, so look out for a bullish cross there. On the EMAs, more significantly, we've seen the 50 cross through the 200 and widen from the 100, signaling further upside through the day. So key would be to avoid the pivot at 34,570 and break back through to 35,000 levels to then take a run at 37,000 levels. Moving across to Ethereum against US dollar, also bullish start. Going to see Ethereum avoid the pivot at 2062 to take a run at the first major resistance level at 2166. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Ethereum to break out from yesterday's high that was at 2143.67. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and resistance at 2200 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Ethereum target 2300 levels before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 2248. Fall through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 1980 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ethereum should avoid sub 1900 levels. Second major support level sits at 1875. Looking at the MACD, slight narrowing of the bearish histograms after yesterday's late bearish cross. More significantly, however, the 50 EMA continues to pull away from the 100 and is closing in on the 200, so looking out for a bullish cross there. All of this is supporting the early upside this morning, so key would be to avoid the pivot 2062, break through yesterday's high 2143.67 to bring resistance levels into play. Moving across to Litecoin against US dollar, particularly bullish start to the day. Going to see Litecoin avoid the pivot at 136 to take another run at the first major resistance level at 142. Going to need to see Litecoin avoid a fallback through to sub 140s, however, to sustain this upward momentum. A break through that first major resistance level at 142 would bring the second major resistance level at 145 and resistance at 150 into play before any pullback. A fall through the pivot would bring the first major support level at 132 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Litecoin should stay well clear of sub 120s. Second major support level at 126 should limit the downside. Looking at the MACDs, we have a widening of the bullish histograms at the turn of the day, supporting this early upside. And on the EMAs, the 50 is pulling further away from the 100 and narrowing in on the 200, also positive indicator. So key would be to avoid the pivot at 136, break through that first major resistance level at 142 to then target 150 levels. Finally, looking at Ripple's XRP against US dollar, particularly bullish start to the day. Going to see Ripple's XRP avoid the pivot at 6418 to break through that first major resistance level, sitting at 6586. Going to see support from the broader market for Ripple's XRP to avoid a fallback through to sub 0.65 levels. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Ripple's XRP target 0.70 levels before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 0.6737. A fall through the pivot would bring the first major support level at 0.6267 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ripple's XRP should avoid the second major support level at 0.6099. Looking at the MACD, we've got a bullish cross at the turn of the day, supporting this early upside. More significantly, we're seeing the 50 break through the 100. That is also signaling upside through the morning. So key through the early part of the day would be to avoid the pivot at 6418, break through this morning's high 65717 to then bring that second major resistance level at 6737 and 0.7 levels into play.